nuclear weapons will not be used in this war. And the reason why is, according to game theory, Iran, Israel, and the United States do not benefit at all from the use of tactical nuclear weapons. Okay, so let's go with Iran, okay? Iran could, in 3 weeks, build 10 nuclear devices because they have the uranium, and the technology to build a nuclear weapon is actually open source. You can actually go online and build and find this information, okay? It's not that hard. If Pakistan can build a nuclear weapon, so can Iran, okay? So, but Iran's not going to do that. And the reason why is that for them, it's very important to maintain the moral high ground. And also, the only way they can lose this war is if nukes start flying, right? So you have 10 nukes, okay, you might destroy Israel, but then America has thousands of nuclear weapons to destroy you, right? So that's not strategic. And the Iranians have demonstrated that they are very strategic and very thoughtful in their actions. They've shown a lot of restraint in this war so far. Okay, so Iran's not that interested in using nuclear weapons. They probably don't even want a nuclear weapon, okay? Israel is getting all at once, right? Because Israel is trying to achieve the Greater Israel Project. It's trying to control the Middle East. So it needs America and Iran to destroy each other. Right now, they're starting to target Iran's critical civilian infrastructure, including desalination plants, including power plants. In fact, Donald Trump has threatened to blow up every single power plant in Iran if he's losing this war. Recently, I think yesterday, really, the Americans blew up a civilian bridge. Okay, so as this war escalates, the Americans are going to blow up every single piece of critical civilian infrastructure in Iran, including bridges, power plants, reservoirs, desalination plants. So that's going to take a few years for Iran to recover. So Iran's not going to be a threat to Israel in the long term. Okay, America will send in ground troops into Iran at some point to win this war, and it'll be a quagmire for the Americans. They might send 100,000, they might send 500,000, who knows? But regardless of how many they send in, they're still going to lose the war because Iran is much too big, and the Iranians are much too determined, right? So it'll be like another Vietnam, in which case the Americans are forced out of the Middle East. And CENTCOM, the entire American military infrastructure then goes to Israel, right? Israel now becomes the dominant power in the Middle East. So from Israel's perspective, you don't even want to win this war. You don't even want to participate in this war. You just want America and Iran to duke it out for as long as possible, right? So why use nuclear weapons? Okay. The United States is, if you're Donald Trump, you're trying to rebuild America, and you don't really care actually what happens in the Middle East. You win this war, great. You lose this war, I can deal with that. You care more about what happens in America. You care about using the national draft. You care about ICE. You care about election tampering in order to consolidate your power in America. That's the thing about war. War drives political transformation. And so Peter Hegseth yesterday fired 3 top military generals. You can do that in a war because they're not obeying you. They're not following their orders, right? So war is a great mechanism of political transformation. And that's what Donald Trump is focused on, right? So you want to drag this war out as long as possible because that gives you more power, right? So there was a press conference between Vladimir Zelensky and Donald Trump. And basically, a reporter asked Zelensky, hey, when are you going to retire, man? You've been president for how long? And Zelensky's like, well, we're in a war, so we've suspended the Constitution. And Donald Trump's like, you can actually do that? And Zelensky said to him, oh yeah, you like that, don't you? Right? So he's telegraphing to you his intentions. They're not joking here, right? So the longer this war drags on, the more that America is mired down in the Middle East, the more Donald Trump benefits politically and personally. So why would he use nuclear weapons?